So tainted leaders joining your party, no bar. Everybody is welcome, even they are welcome with a red carpet rolled out for them.
As I said, party is open. We welcome everybody.
Everybody.
Yes.
Even people who have 9 CBI cases against them.
Party is welcoming everybody.
Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, let me also ask you. Very recently, a very well-known film star joined your party. I'm talking about Kangana Ranaut. There were statements made by the social media chairperson of the Congress party, Supriya Srinath, for which even the Election Commission of India has now issued a notice. I want to ask you, statements of this kind, how does that make you as a woman politician feel? Is this an easy statement to make about an actor, or is this a bit of a mindset issue where women are at the receiving end?
It is a mindset issue. It is also readily thrown at people who come from the theatre or the film industry. And every time I hear it, I really feel awkward. Sometimes I come out openly, sometimes I don't, but I do feel awkward. And it is outrageous when people in similar fields, meaning today in politics, similar in politics, are the ones who come in to comment like this. At least once you are in politics, you know you represent people's aspirations. You serve that cause. You would be reticent much before you come out with such comments. It doesn't come well, or it doesn't go well with leaders who are in public life. Certainly. Oh, is it all right if somebody else does it? No, it's not all right. But this has an impact on so many people who watch you, who follow you, who are associated with the party, who think this is my leadership. We just can't afford that kind of a statement. And I'm not reserving this comment only because this person is a Congress person. Any party. I think it's high time in India, immediately, such a person is made to apologize unconditionally, irrespective of party. I don't reserve it to some party and not to my party, wherever it comes from. It's abhorrent. We should reject it.
And what do you think about the explanation that has been given by Ms. Supriya Srinath, who incidentally, in her previous profession, was our colleague and a journalist covering the finance ministry? I don't know if you had opportunity of interacting with her. How do you look at the explanation that she has given, that there are many people who can access her social media handles, and somebody has done that, and she herself does not endorse this?
It made the problem worse. It actually made the problem even worse for her. I don't think it helped the cause at all. The calm thinking head could have done something else differently, straight away apologized, would have been a better solution, but I'm no person to advise her. After all, she's been a journalist earlier.
You're so scared of journalists.
Oh, yes.
Are you making a point on the stage because you're sitting next to a journalist? It's most unfair, Miss.
Next to a journalist, a senior journalist, Navika Kumar. So, a very highly placed woman journalist. Yes, I'm conscious of that.
High-pitched?
No, not high-pitched, but I am very conscious of that. No, but with due respects, I am conscious that particularly women cannot undermine another woman. And I'm not saying men can. No, men cannot. But it's worse when another woman does it.
Well said. Let me ask you about this Ab Ki Baar 400 Par. How realistic is this target? Is it just a slogan to enthuse the cadres? Or, do you really think this is going to happen given the emphasis on the south of India? And why am I asking this question? Because in 2019, you had Karnataka under your belt. You got 25 seats in Karnataka itself and 4 seats in other South Indian states. That took your total up to 29 out of the 30 seats that come from South India to the parliament. This time around, you don't even have Karnataka, a government in Karnataka. But the Prime Minister's blitzkrieg in the South, the way you've been traveling in the South, do you really have huge expectations from the South, or is this a slogan and plan of action for future elections?
Navika, it was the Honorable Prime Minister who put that target before us. When he said 370 for BJP, 400 for N.D.A, it's the Prime Minister speaking. Do you think it is said in a lighter vein? Not at all. You may take it as a target for us to work. We'll have to strive for it. But he is confident that today in the country, people have seen what the last 10 years have given them. Stability, no internal major disturbances, no terrorist attack, no corruption, free food for people who deserve it. The way in which many of the schemes have reached every citizen who deserves to get it. And the way in which investments have been made to create some of the finest asset for the country, which will last another 100 years. Highways, roadways, airports, seaports being improved, middle-class citizen reaching his nearest Udan airport, which is not a big deal, just no frills, just take an aircraft, go and reach the airport you want to go when you want to go see your children abroad. Every section has seen visibly development happening. So, and also the way in which they respond to the Prime Minister. These are not mobilized crowds. And the people who listen to his Man Ki Baat write back to him saying, you spoke about me, who's an unknown figure in my village. But today my village knows about it in spite of me having made the road between my village to the next cemetery because we were carrying our dead through, mud holes and ups and downs of a river and the hillock. So identifying common citizens who deserve to be praised are measures which have reached the PM to the hearts of the citizens. So he's confident, we are confident, all of us are confident that there is a resonance in the ground. And therefore 370 is not just a dream, it's not just an adesh for the BJP Karyakarta, it is a realizable target. We are working for it. And the 10 years performance will speak in the ground.
So let me ask you, what are the numbers? Out of 130 seats in south of India, how many will the BJP get this time?
I'm not going to give you any number at the moment. The work is happening.
You're the finance minister. Numbers is the game you play all day.
Yeah, but that's money. This is constituency.
So seats to Lok Sabha, you're not putting a bet on that?
Probably a bit too early. I might do it a bit later.
Okay, so then we'll have to hold another conclave and have you on again to give us a prediction of the seats. But let me ask you, hand on your heart, do you think the way the agencies are led on opposition leaders is really fair? I'm not saying there is no corruption, there is no case, but the timing of it and the fact that it somehow or the other tries to put opposition leaders and opposition parties on the back foot. Is this a strategy for the BJP, or will you say the very kosher law must take its own course, because that is something that most politicians end up saying?
No. Law must take its own course didn't happen between 2004 and 14. Every day there was a scandal happening. And there were people from the government then who said caged parrot CBI. It did do nothing. None of the enforcement agencies did anything at all on the ground, except, of course, going after Prime Minister Modi, who was the Chief Minister in Gujarat. Except, of course, going after the Home Minister, now Home Minister then of Gujarat. So the caged parrot is now led to do its job. And that is when there is no scandal in the government. So obviously, the caged parrot will not come to me. It will go where the scandal is. And the scandal is galore there. Tell me one law enforcement visit which has happened to anybody and where they've come back khali haath.
Kejriwal's house.
Oh,
His
no,
wife,
no,
Sunita
no.
Kejriwal, has done a press conference and said, "Ek bhi paisa nahi mila kahin se." It's a
It's
foisted
all
case.
right. What do you expect them to say? Liquor policy has been you, me, everybody. The Congress party wrote letters after letter saying, why is action not being taken on him? Liquor policy is open and shut case. Everybody knew what was happening. They had to change the policy afterwards. By then the damage was done. And it is that which is making all of them go in. So there's nothing, excuse me, tell me one voice in this crowd which will tell me that there's nothing about the liquor policy. We are only, following and asking the enforcement agencies to go and harass them. The liquor policy was leaking from everywhere. All of us knew about it. And it went so far as to involve even a southern state's political leaders. And people are speaking like parrot, taking the names of people. That's getting reported in the media. So what is not found in my house business?
But Mr. Kejriwal says he has the right to run the government from the jail. He's not convicted yet. And he is giving orders from the jail. Kahin pani kam hai to pani pahuncha do. Kahin dawai kam hai to mohalla clinic mein dawai pahuncha do. He's still worried about the common people, the Aam Aadmi of Delhi.
I don't want to take if I say something, it'll appear as though I'm taking a vicarious pleasure in saying it. But let's be clear. Delhi and governance in Delhi is occurring now, sitting in the jail. Mohalla cleanings were rotten. They're rotting. When the Chief Minister was out in Delhi, free to do what he wanted to govern, you had no visit to the Mohalla clinic. You had no special session of the Delhi Assembly taking care of the Mohalla clinics. Now suddenly, he has all the time to think sitting there.
So he's thinking about mohalla clinics now. What was
If
he
that's the way
thinking
Delhi is
about
going to be
before
governed
that?
better, I leave it to you. You might want to prefer it. Delhi governance went down the drain. The Chief Minister was everywhere with the help of Chief Minister Punjab, who was actually playing the concierge for the helicopter or the aircraft. Punjab government aircraft was being used. And since it can't fly without the Chief Minister, he was accompanying him, forgetting what is happening or what is to be done in Punjab. It led to such blatant misuse. Governance suffered in Punjab and in Delhi. Now if governance is improving, I don't want to say this sentence any further.
No. So you're saying that he should be in jail and continue to
No,
govern
I'm not
well?
saying anything. It's for the citizens of Delhi to think about what next.